and men too, but this is mainly for women, is dealing with their hormones and their weight. Okay, hormones, weight, and sometimes hormonal acne even. And it's just tough, right? Like, I feel like there's a lot of information and conversation around women transitioning from like premenopausal to menopausal, but what about that time period from the 20s to the 30s? I really feel like I wish I had someone that was schooling me in this, and maybe because I'm the oldest sister, I'm the oldest cousin, I was always kind of put in leadership positions. I never really had just kind of like that woman that was just like a little bit older than, just a little bit older than me. Not like 20, like an elder, right? But just like a little bit older than me, to where they could really warn me about some of these things that I have to worry about, but they're not like so far away to where, it was like back in my day when I was younger, back in, when the society was way different. It's, so that's what I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to give you a few things that you're going to want to make sure that you start paying attention to while you are in your transitioning from the 20s to the 30s, or if you're in your early 30s, or this could even be for if you're in the 30s and going into the 40s, because I also feel like it's things that we kind of start worrying about a little bit too late, in my opinion. So if you're in your 20s going into your 30s and you have not developed some kind of skincare program where you are taking it serious, I'm not talking about, just like a basic washing your face, putting on moisturizer, and just like maybe like another serum. Take the time and get your skin looked at, get some facials, and you're going to want to really talk to professionals about what's best for you in regard to anti-aging, keeping your skin nice and supple, and just start experimenting with things that don't irritate your face, because there could be things that you see on a TikTok or you see on Instagram, and then it ends up irritating your face and it makes it worse than it was. So you're just going to want to make sure in the 20s going 30s that you really go get at least 1 or 2 professional looks at your face, and get a game plan going for designing a structured plan for you to be able to keep up with your skin as you continue to spend more years on the planet. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing to spend more years on the planet. It's literally a blessing to age. So it has nothing to do with not wanting to, not like missing being young, or oh my gosh, I've hit the wall, or oh my gosh, like whatever society says. It's not about that at all. It's just about like maximizing every single stage that we're at. And there's even like a difference from the early 30s to the later 30s too. So right now I'm in my later 30s, right? From middle to going into my later 30s. And there's just a lot of things that I wish I knew at the beginning. So that would be one of them, is getting a retinol. So you're going to want to immediately go out and you're going to want to get even an over-the-counter retinol. Just do a face, a patch test on your skin just to see if it doesn't irritate. It is very, very strong, but you're going to want to get retinol, and you are going to of course consult with like a doctor or dermatologist to see if you're allergic or anything like that. But retinol has been one of the best things I could have ever decided to put on my face. I literally was researching when I was like 29. I came across this video, and this woman was like, oh my gosh, I was on the plane and this woman's skin was gorgeous. She literally looked like she was in her 30s and she was in her 70s. I was like, what is your secret? And she was like, retinol. So make sure that you get some kind of retinol. I am using tretinoin, which is you have to get it from a dermatologist, but I only use that twice a week, and sometimes just once a week. It's very, very strong, very, very potent. But you could start out with a very, very mild retinol, and it's actually vitamin A. So you can get vitamin A in fruits and vegetables, but if you find a really good retinol over the counter too, you can start getting that on your skin and start getting your skin used to retinols. So that's number one. Number two is I would really, and also I know you guys are still falling asleep. with your makeup on your face. Like, I just know it. And just don't do that anymore. Like, put some kind of makeup wipes by your bed, or, you know, I get it. Like, if you're in your 20s and you're like still, and you're single and you have no kids and you're still going out, living your best life, wash your face off at night. Do not get in the habit of not washing your face off. You will see the consequences of that in your 30s. And same if you're in your 30s or even your 40s, where you're like, oh, I'm just too tired. Just don't do that. Like, especially if you have like hormonal issues, just take the time to spend the extra 5 to 10 minutes to stay up, even if your eyes are literally closed as you're washing your face. It is so worth it. So make sure that you do that. This is like starting to bust out here. So next thing is, you got to lay off the processed sugar. You got to start to get in some kind of regimen where you have some kind of control over your eating. Now, you are in for a rude awakening. And this happened to me. So I hope this doesn't happen to you, by the way. I hope it doesn't. But most of us are going to notice a difference in our metabolism. And I remember being 26, and I was the kind of person that, like, even if I would gain 5 pounds, I could like easily lose it. It seemed like in 2 or 3 days. Like, I could just snap back like really, really quickly. And I remember I was talking to a coworker, and I was like, I feel like I'm just naturally someone that's always going to be fit, like just naturally. And she was like, you got about a couple more years. And I was like, no. And I don't know if she wished it on me or what, but she was right. I noticed that when I would eat whatever I wanted, it would stick to me more. And I was like a little bit more sedentary. I was commuting to work. I was a district manager, so I was higher up in my job at the time. And before, I was walking around a lot, and in that position, I didn't have to walk around as much. So I was just more sedentary. I wasn't burning as many calories. And plus, I was, spending more years on the planet, and, metabolism, there's a shift. So you're going to want to make sure you really start to dig into your sugar intake. It is what it is. Like, women already carry more fat than men, but if you are obsessed with eating processed sugar and you feel like you're not seeing any repercussions from that now, you will see it in your 30s or your 40s. And one of the worst things is I'm happy I caught this earlier on, but I know a lot of people just in my community and just different circles that I'm in, when you gain weight later in life, it's just harder to get off. It really, really is. And it messes with your confidence, especially if you're someone that's kind of always been used to hovering in between 5 or 10 pounds of like your normal weight. And then once you start swinging bigger, like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, it really can mess with how you see yourself. It messes with your confidence, it messes with your self-esteem, and you're probably not getting the correct vitamins and nutrients because you're eating, you're taking in calories, but if you just don't care about what you're eating, you're probably not getting in, our magnesium, our zinc, our potassium, our iron, all these things that are super important that we just don't think about at that age. Just don't do it to yourself, guys. Okay. Make sure that I really want to drink this. I'll wait. Just make sure that you have some kind of control, and you are maybe just spending 1 day a week where it's just nothing but fruits, vegetables, and lean meat. Get on some kind of regimen where you slowly start to wean yourself off of processed food as often. Okay. As often. Trust me, you are not. I went through the craziest, weirdest year when I was about 28 going to 29. And I had like gained weight really rapidly because I think there was just a lot of life changes at one time where like I was commuting longer. I was in a serious relationship at the time, and we loved to eat. I was working out. Like, I just wasn't motivated to go to the gym. Because I was commuting, I was eating terribly, and it just was like, it seemed, and I had went on like a work retreat for 2 weeks. And during that 2 weeks, it was like in the Midwest where they don't care about, like, they literally don't sell stuff. At least where we were at, like, there wasn't options for healthy eating. And so, and it was like winter time, and I just was eating up everything. And over the course of a year, it was like I gained 20 pounds really quickly, and then it like went over into like up to 30 pounds, like over the course of a year and a half. And I was like, whoa, I am not used to seeing myself like this. I already can see that I'm going to go down the path of other family members of mine, other women in my family. And I just was on both sides, my mom and my dad's side. And I just was like, okay, wait, this isn't happening. Like I'm still in my 20s, like what the hell? But it happens a lot in the late 20s, 30s. And then what happens is, you know, I still looked like my boyfriend at the time was very attracted to me still. So it wasn't like an issue with that, but because I'm 5'7", so I went from 130 to 160. So 160 is fine for 5'7". I was actually on the smaller side for 5'7", being at 130, but I really liked how I looked. And so it was just a rapid change for me. And let me know in the comments, make sure to like if you guys are vibing with me, but it was just a lot. So I am here to tell you, you do not want to go through that transition of figuring out what to do to lose weight, because then guess what? The stuff that you used to do when you were younger, it's not going to work. You know, like being able to run on a treadmill for 30 minutes and then just like kind of eat better for a couple weeks. No, it's like there's differences in hormonal changes. There's differences in your metabolism. There's differences, and you just have to develop the discipline to learn how to, you know, portioning, all that stuff. It's just don't do it to yourself. Okay. So that's the biggest thing, is just in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, like just figure out how to get in front of the processed food. It sucks. I get it, but find out what works for you. Like for me right now, for some reason, I'm kind of in this calling of like eating very, very light, a lot of fruit, a lot of vegetables, not a lot of cooked food. I'm not even doing, like, I love oatmeal. I love red potatoes. I love black rice. I'm not even doing that right now. I just kind of feel like, I don't know if it's like a spiritual calling or like whatever it is, but I just feel a calling to eat really light. And even though sometimes like I'll see a pasta like on Instagram, or I'll be somewhere and walk past a restaurant and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I'm just like, I'm on my goals right now, and the goals and the life, the where I'm headed, it just surpasses my cravings. Like I've been able to tap into that. So that's why I've been able to teach and help and train other women and write my ebooks about realistic ways to lose weight and keep it off. Like that 30 pounds that I gained when I was 28, 29 years old, I'm 37 now. I never gained it back. I never gained it back. And I don't want you to have to go through that. So in my ebook, if you want to tap in with my ebook, How to Lose Belly Fat, if you're not in a position to want to get an ebook, it's on sale right now. It's $9.99. But I also have a ton of videos. Like if you go to my live videos, the live section on my channel, there's a ton of videos about how to lose fat. And I talk about so many different ideas with this. So, and it's just easier with the ebook because it's short. You can read it literally in like an hour. And it just has all the stuff I talk about all in one section. And you can go back and reference it. But, it's just important for women to get on top of this early, so that way you can really age gracefully and you can age with confidence and feel really excited about it and good about it, and not, oh well, I'm getting older now, so I'm going to automatically gain weight, or I'm getting older now, so I'm not as attractive, or you can actually be your most beautiful every decade. Like I've seen some women that I really admire on YouTube and on Instagram, they're in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they're gorgeous. And they show pictures of when they were younger, and they literally, it just seems like they keep hitting new levels. And that's really what it should be for women. You know, there's a lot of comments in society where it's like, once you hit 30, you've hit the wall. Once you hit 30 and you're not married with no kids, you need to start start investing in some cats. You need to start, you know, and it's like, it's all BS. Tune all the BS out. Just know that every single year, every single minute that you're on the planet, you could always be striving for your next level, for your best self. Period. Okay, so that's the paradigm that that's the paradigm that I want you to check into, and that's why I am so huge on my channel with helping women with that. So the next thing that I want to drive home is another deep dive point for transitioning from the 20s to the 30s is obviously water, right? Like water, sleep, reducing your stress. I literally have pictures of my late 20s and then pictures of my mid 30s, and I look younger because you can literally, I'm not kidding, you can look 10 years younger. So like if in your 30s, this can happen. If you're in your 40s, this can happen. You can look 5 to 10 years younger in a month just from reducing your stress. Because stress, what does stress do? It makes you have bags under your eyes. You just kind of look down. Your skin isn't as like nourished and supple because you're probably not focused on, you know, nourishing your body. You are fatigued, so your eyes are red and heavy, and like it just looks like the weight of the world is on you. But when you really focus on like the water, good sleep, like you don't have to. I get it. Like if you're in your 20s and you're like, I want to just live my best life and go out 6 nights a week. Start now. Okay, number one, there's a couple things I want to say with that. Really, really quick. If you are in your 20s and you are partying 4 to 6 nights a week, and you do not have a business that you're promoting, you don't have any business being out that amount, you will get sucked dry of your beauty. You will get sucked dry of your energy. You will get sucked dry of your light, of your shininess. Okay, this I think my zipper's undone right here, and it just looks funny. But you will get drained, and I see it a lot in Los Angeles where gorgeous girls will come out, and then like 2 years later they're just looking like the weight of the world's already on them, and it's like, whoa. So I get it. You're young. You like live life, but unless you're promoting a business, or it's like all those nights that you're going out, you're promoting your clothing line, you're promoting your business because you do like some kind of like makeup, you do hair, you do you're a stylist, you are, you know, have your own, like me, like when I go out now, first of all, I don't go to clubs. You barely catch me in a lounge. Unless it's like after like an event or something, like a charity event or something. But when I'm like in social settings now, it's for a purpose. It's like, yes, it's community, it's to get to know people, but it's also promoting what I got going on, which is my digital products that I'm selling that you can check out in the link, my YouTube, if people want to do coaching with me, like I'm promoting things like that. So if you are a young girl and you're going out that much, get a business. Get a business going and have a reason to be out and have business cards and get some money, and not weird money like from men and things like that. Just like go out with a purpose and hand out your business card, right? So that's just a side note. Like I know that has nothing to do with like it's more like the mindfulness aspect of why I started this channel as well, because it all kind of ties together. It starts up here first. And if you're going out 6 nights a week, even in your early 30s, like, you know, there was a time period where I had went out a lot. And the thing is, I was so obsessed with health and fitness though, that I was able to like balance it, and I traveled, and it was like this really, I was very active during those 2 years. I went to Egypt, I went to London, I went to China, I just did all this stuff, and I'm going to continue to travel. I'm more in my grind mode at the grind season right now. But, you know, I would suggest that you have something going on when you're going out so much. Just to go out, just to party and listen to music and throw your hands in the air and take back shots 6 nights a week. Just at least have a business card that you're giving out, and at least be able to book a session for someone to hire you for something. Styling, whatever, an assistant, starting your own business with like selling your own lash line, whatever it is. Okay, so that's just that. But yeah, sleep, all that stuff. And really, you want to start educating your mind and putting positivity into your mind with good podcasts, good books to build excellent habits in your life that are going to transpire with you throughout your whole life. Books like Atomic Habits are really, really fantastic. Think and Grow Rich. Anything from Neville Goddard is really, really good. It's expansive if you're, into manifestation and metaphysics and things like that. Of course, YouTube. Start to fill up your mind with like less drama, less men and women fighting on the internet, and just more elevating. Anything that's going to elevate you to your next level, your next breakthrough. Doing inner have things that you were holding on to your teenage years, early 20s, and you're heading into the 30s. It's such a dope time because you have some wisdom up under you, and you're still young, right? So you don't want to carry a lot of baggage going from your 20s to your 30s. So start doing your inner work. Get with a therapist. Get whatever. If you have a spiritual or a religion, really lean into those things and get grounded and get some structure and get a baseline for your life of what you stand for and who you are, and just what. And this is another thing too. If you have goals and aspirations and you're in a job you hate, quit. Get a game plan. Quit. I'll do another video one day about it. If you want to check out my other live videos, I went deep on one of my live videos. I believe it could have been honestly in like one of my fat loss videos, but then I started talking about getting rid of a job you hate, because that was actually part of why I had gained weight, because I was at a job I hated and I was stressed, and that's what happens. It's a ripple effect. So, go after it, like whatever it is. Okay. One thing I can say was a huge light bulb and a huge wake up call in my life is when I saw the life leave my grandmother's eyes when I was helping her transition. She passed away from dementia, and I was there up until the very last second, up until her last breath. And I was like, wow, we really do transition. And if you do not have any plans on, going after your goals, your dreams, because you're too scared, you're fearful, you're scared of what people think, it is your life to live. Okay? At least be doing both. Go to the job you hate. When you can, research about what you really want to be doing, and slowly, spend an hour a day on transitioning out. Do not do that. That was one of the best things I ever did, was quit a job I hated in my late 20s, and I was able to travel and flourish and grow and evolve in my 30s without the heavy weight of a job that I just did not feel like was my calling. Okay? I feel like I'm in my calling now, which is to help uplift women and men, mainly women, 20s, 30s, 40s, in tapping into levels that they didn't know that they had, and breakthroughs that they didn't know that they had, and transmuting any of the negativity and just anything that has been a barrier or a roadblock in your life, transmuting that into something that can really make you flourish. Okay, that's like, I like handing people light. Like, that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm just like, here you go, like, you're turned on, like, in some kind of way, right? Like, whether it's one subject, one topic, one day, even just uplifting your day, just bringing light to your day. So that's what I'm stepping into. And so you don't have to wait till your 30s to do that. You can do that in your 20s. You could do it in your 40s. You could do it in your 50s if you don't know what you know. My mom is a huge motivation and inspiration. She got her master's in her 60s. She was like, I don't care. I'm in my 60s and I will be going after what I've always wanted to get my master's. I love numbers, and I'm going to be getting my master's in accounting. And that's what she did, and she nailed it. And she did it while taking care of my grandmother full-time and working full-time. So you can really do anything you put your mind to. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off, but definitely make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, make sure to click the links down below. Also, my hair has been growing like weeds if you want to check that out. Hair, skin, and nails from INNO SUPPS. It's called INNO, INNO. You can check that out. You get 20% off if you want to use my link. If you have hair issues or skin issues. And Again, if you want to lose weight, belly fat, tap in with my ebook. And again, it's on sale right now. And definitely catch you on the next one. Bye.